That was tonight's tools for these times, and now we are moving into tonight's editorial with our final reflection and wrap up of this live stream. So, because tonight's episode ended up revolving around something very human, that is the fear of slowly becoming emotionally disconnected from life. We have talked about purpose, identity, aging, routine, older music atmospheres, 1980s culture, modern exhaustion, and the importance of staying emotionally engaged with life instead of simply functioning mechanically. I think many people today quietly feel tired in ways that are difficult to explain, not only physically, but emotionally. Tired, tired of noise, tired of constant stimulation, tired of pressure, tired of feeling like life became too fast and too artificial. And sometimes people blame themselves for that exhaustion without realizing modern society itself became psychologically overwhelming. Because compared to parts of the 80s and 90s, life today often feels more accelerated, more fragmented, more digital or performative, and more emotionally demanding. Back then, people still had many problems, of course. Not, no decade was perfect, but there were also more moments of slowness, silence, boredom, local community, and an uninterrupted human presence. And human beings psychologically need some degree of slowness, not permanent inactivity, but moments where the nervous system can breathe. One thing I kept thinking about tonight while revisiting artists like Sandra, Dire Straits, Fleetwood Mac, and George Michael is how atmosphere itself used to matter more culturally. Songs were allowed to linger, build mood, and create emotional space. They didn't always rush immediately toward this maximum stimulation. And maybe that's one reason older music still feels emotionally comforting now. Because many songs from those decades created room for reflection, melancholy, romance, stillness, and modern life increasingly pushes people toward permanent mental occupation. If people are not working, they are scrolling. If they are not scrolling, they are multitasking. If they are not multitasking, they often feel guilty for resting. And psychologically, that constant internal acceleration slowly disconnects people from themselves. That's why tonight's conversation about purpose felt important too. Because purpose is not only about career success. Sometimes purpose is simply remaining emotionally present inside your own life. Still caring, still participating, still creating, still connecting with people, still finding moments that feel meaningful. I think many people are beginning to rediscover that now. You can see it in the growing interest in slower lifestyles, vinyl records, gardening, small communities, long form conversations like we're having in this show, older music, retro aesthetics, and more intentional ways of living. So I don't think people are only nostalgic for old objects. I think many people are nostalgic for emotional states. The feeling of presence, warmth, community, and emotional sincerity. Those things are still possible now. Maybe not exactly in the same way as before, but they are still possible. And perhaps that's one of the healthiest things people can remember today. Modern life may have changed dramatically, but human emotional needs have not changed nearly as much. People still need meaning and rest and friendship and purpose and connection and music and hope. And sometimes even small moments of real human atmosphere, like we try to create in this show, can help people continue carrying difficult weeks a little more lightly. So, wherever you're listening from tonight or today, whether you're working late, trying to relax, driving, or studying, or simply listening quietly in the background, I hope tonight's show reminded you that emotional vitality matters. Not only productivity, not only survival, but vitality. Because, because life becomes very heavy when people stop feeling emotionally connected to it. All right, everyone. If you are not still subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and join the Facebook community. And I hope ev- everything in this show have served you in all the ways possible. Remember to do what you can with what you have. Good day, good night, and I'll see you all in the next one.